Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first session of our Tech series brought to you by Apex Tech Community. We're thrilled to have you all here on this fantastic evening, and trust me, you're in for an insightful and exciting session. We are honored to have an inspiring guest today, someone who has made incredible strides in the tech world, particularly in AI and robotics. He's the founder and the lead developer of Axity, a club performance evaluator at LC Kennedy City, and an AI and robotics innovator in the US. Please join me in welcoming Shihan Embuldeniya.
Good evening, guys.
Shihan has worked on groundbreaking breaking projects, shaping the tech landscape in ways that not only advance technology but also help developers grow and scale in their careers. He's here today to talk about scaling technology, developing the right mindset, and innovating for impact as a developer. This session will be packed with amazing insights, valuable insights, so don't hesitate to ask questions and keep the conversation flowing. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Shihan, the stage is yours.
Yeah, I think I'm not allowed to share the screen.
Wait a sec, wait a sec.
Just give
I'm telling the team.
All right.
Can you please introduce to about yourself, Shihan?
Yeah, all right. So I'm Shihan Embuldeniya, and I'm currently based in the US. So I am the founder and the lead developer at Axtech Technologies, and I'm currently pursuing my undergraduate studies at California State University in computer engineering, specializing in machine learning. Yeah, that's a bit about me.
So, how did you start your journey as in AI and robotics? Was it like you had some inspiration or something, or
Yeah. So actually, I started learning about robotics and stuff when I was in middle school, and it eventually grew up when I went to high school and stuff. So I used to learn a lot self-learning through resources from the internet and by following up some tutorials. Also, I got to know some mentors who helped me a lot to get through this journey. And yeah, I'll be talking more about my insights and stuff during the presentation. Yeah,
sure, sure. We'll love to hear about it more.
yeah.
Just give us a second. We are just facing some technical issues from our side. Thank you for your patience.
Sihan, you can now share your screen.
Can you see my screen right now
Yeah.
with the slides?
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh, all
Yes.
right. Can you see it right now too?
yes.
All right. All right. Good evening, guys. So it is early morning in the US right now. So yeah, let's dive into the topic. So I'll be talking about how innovation can help you scale tech and grow as a developer. So as I said, I'm Shihan Embuldeniya, and I'm the founder and the developer of Axtech Technologies, and I'm currently pursuing my undergraduate studies at California State University. Yeah, so let's dive into the topic. So today I'll be covering five main key areas. So I'll be giving an introduction to the topic, and I'll be talking about cultivating an innovative mindset, and then we'll talk about scaling technology for impact, and then I'll give you some tips and tricks to grow as a developer, and let's finally have a Q&A session. So yeah, so what is innovation and growth in the current world, in the current society? um, Everything is used by AI, and you will feel like the technology existed today won't be existed tomorrow. It will be more updated. So it will be like so fascinating, and something new is there tomorrow. So technology is revolving very rapidly, and we need to tackle the challenges and technology innovation and we need to be aware of how people use AI tools in order to make our programs efficient. So, what is innovation in tech? Innovating, in simple terms, innovation is inventing something new to the world. But in the tech world, the reality is innovation is not just creating something new, it's all about developing the existing technology more efficient and more accessible. So, for an example, I took like three main areas in innovation in tech, which is machine learning, blockchain, and robotics and AI. So, mostly in the present world, they use machine learning to make predictive analysis and to make algorithmic models more efficient. Um, and machine learning is also the groundbreaking behind of AI and deep learning. So the next thing is blockchain. So blockchain is mostly designed into secure your data privacy. It is more like a field related to cybersecurity and stuff, because um, it helps in many fields such as supply chain transparency, secure identity management, and so on. And finally, robotics and AI. Mostly machine learning and AI falls under the same category, but they are two different things, because AI is like the output of machine learning, but machine learning is the back-end engineering of an AI system. So engineers need to develop and design an AI and machine learning algorithm that produces the expected output. So in AI, you have smart assistants, manufacturing automation, and stuff. So it is all about taking an existing technology and making it more efficient and accessible. Like it's like 40, more than 50% of the world is currently taking the existing technology and developing it instead of finding something very new. So next, let's talk about identifying high impact problems and how to make your how to find problems and how to make technical solutions for those. So I'll be talking about three main areas about how to identify technical problems. So the first one is daily struggles. You need to observe what are the problems in the current society, what problems do people face, and what does their daily lives look like, and what are the solutions that you can give for the people in the society to improve their daily lives. That is where the innovation of tech starts, because innovating in technology is all about making lives more efficient. And there's another concept called sustainable development goals, which is introduced by the United Nations. So you need to look on to the SDGs, if I say, because it focuses on mainly what are the current world problems that they have in climate change, in education, in innovation, and how people interact and behave. So finally, you can follow up a case study. For an example, you can follow up the case study of Google, of Amazon, of Tesla, at Apple, and you can find a case study which created a very good impact in the world.
Sorry,
And
Sian. Sorry for interrupting, but can you present your slides? Like it's not being shared right now.
I thought it's. Can you see it right now?
No, no.
I thought you can see the slides. Give me a second. Can you see the slides right now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is
You
it
can
visible?
continue. Yes.
All right. Shall I start from the beginning, or like shall I start from the place that I stopped? I like went only like 2 3 slides actually. Can you
Sir,
see it right
You
now?
continue.
can you can continue from the current slide, please.
All right, all right. So as I was speaking about the case studies, you can get learn a case study from a high impact company that exists in this world. So you could follow up the case studies and read the documentations of the case studies, and you can see how those companies address real world problems and gave technical solutions. So the next part I'll be talking about is creativity versus execution. In order to develop um, a tech mindset and a technical company, a technical application, the first thing is creativity. Without creativity, you cannot do anything innovative, because creativity is the groundbreak of innovation. You need to be creative, and you need to have an good mindset in order to address the real world problems. So I would say start small, and you can uh, be consistent of building solutions. And also I have listed some points in the slides. So after the session, I'll be providing the slides to you, so you could prefer the slides. Um, and as I said, like Google and Tesla, I have mentioned in the slides, the Google started as a simple search engine algorithm in the past. So it is just used for to search stuff on the internet. But eventually, it became an leading tech company in the Silicon Valley, in the US, and in the world, leading the AI industry, because everyone is up to the AI race in the current world. And also Tesla improved electronic vehicle technology instead of creating new fuel sources. So everyone was up to creating vehicles with new technology and modes. But I prefer, like, Tesla was the mostly like the first company in order to make a fully electric vehicle. So that is how ideas revolve into like big stuff at the end. You need to start small and then continue, and then you need to find the problem, and you need to address it using your creativity. Like, you need to analyze the problem and how can it impact to the society, and will it be worth it. All right. So what does scaling mean in technology? Scaling is not just growth. It means handling increased users and data efficiency, making solutions remain sustainable and cost effective, and also expanding from a local solution to a global one. Which means it's not just about creating, it's about scaling. It's like you need to scale your small idea into a big, complete solution. As I said, you need to start small and then eventually grow up. Building scalable tech solutions. So this is more like a technical topic related to programming an application. So I'll be giving some tips in order to make this more efficient. So you need to write clean and modular code in order to make it easier when scaling. Because, for an example, if you are developing an application, a current application which address a present issue in the society, you need to start small with a small idea, and you need to design the architecture of the software, and you need to design the algorithms and the engineering part. But you need to uh, write clean code, because that is the point where you could scale the application later on. If not, if you focus on making it complex in the first run, it's difficult to scale the application, because it takes time and it gets confusing. Like, when you start in complex ways. So you need to start in very basic terms. So let's choose the right tech stack. So for cloud computing, you can use Amazon Cloud Services, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, and so on. So for microservices like Kubernetes and stuff, you can use microservices in order to scale the software development process. So also you can use, like as I said, you can basically make the application and then you can implement AI ML stuff into your application. So using AI and ML, you can reduce the manual effort that you put into the application. So you can basically automate everything in the application. So for an example, I choose Instagram to address this issue. So using Instagram started with a few hundred users and now it handles billions of users because of the scalable architecture. All right, now let's talk about open source and collaboration. So the word open source is something like it's open. Yeah, so that's the basic idea. Open source means it is an application or like a system that is developed for the public access, and using open source you could take the application and develop it in your own terms. That is called open source contribution. And you can also use open source softwares which are not paid versions of softwares. So I have given an additional open source examples in the slides. So after my presentation, you could refer to the examples and you could learn more about those open source applications, because I choose these applications like these are the most popular open source applications in the present society. So if I take major open source examples like Linux, an operating system, it powers many systems and from supercomputers to embedded devices. So it is used like a unique system in Linux environment, and which is used by most of the developers. And there's an application called TensorFlow. If you are doing like machine learning and AI, you would probably hear the word TensorFlow because it is a popular machine learning framework that is used by many developers and engineers around the world. And why do we need to contribute to open source? By contributing to open source, you would get the exposure to the real world code bases, like working with professional level coding. And you could collaborate with many tech companies, like you could do internships and stuff by learning how to contribute open source. And then you could learn from global communities. You could engage with developers worldwide, like Google has a developer community called Google Developer Groups, which is located in many locations in the world. um, and you could build a portfolio that employees recognize. So in order to grow as a successful developer, you need to contribute in open source projects. That is a place where employees and recruiters focus on your technical skills. So now I'll be talking about a case study to give you this example of scalability. So I took Amazon as the example. Uh, so how Amazon scaled from an online bookstore to a $1 trillion e-commerce company. So in 1994, Amazon began as an online bookstore founded by Jeff Bezos, and it started to deliver products and stuff eventually in the present. So over time, Amazon diversified into cloud computing, AI, entertainment, and logistics. And now it's a $1 trillion company. So it started from an online bookstore to a $1 trillion tech company. But we see Amazon as a platform where we could purchase online goods. But there's a huge story behind Amazon, where They do researches and new cloud computing platforms and so on. So I took four key factors in Amazon scalable innovation. So those were customer centric focus, building scalable infrastructure, leveraging data and AI, expanding beyond retail. So they didn't just stay in one place about focusing on online books, book as online bookstore. They eventually started scaling their business, and then it led them to a bigger tech company. And I took like five main lessons from the Amazon scalable innovation. So the first one is customer first innovation, the scalable infrastructure, data and AI utilization, diversification, and continuous innovation. All right. So this is the topic now I'm going to speak is mostly about like how to grow successfully as a developer. So essential skills for growth. So in order to grow as a developer, you need to have both the technical skills and both the soft skills. So if you talk about technical skills, you need to at least you need to focus and study and be proficient in one of the areas that I have described in the technical skills section, because those are the main technical related skills in the world. Like you could get a high paid job, or you could develop a very like $1 million company at the end of the day by mastering these skills, because these are the main areas that you could innovate in tech. So AI, ML, web development, cybersecurity, data science, blockchain, those are some of the main key areas to focus. But I would say not to focus only one, but I said to focus on one because you need to be proficient in one, at least one of the areas, but you should have the understanding of how the other areas also work, because in order to grow as a successful software engineer or like a software developer, you must master all of these skills. But instead of mastering all of them, you should also be in proficient of at least one of the skills. So, if you talk about soft skills, communication is the most important part of your soft skills, because that is the place where it comes to interact with people and how to present your technical knowledge and so on. And the second one is problem solving and adaptability. That is the place where it comes when you find a real world problem, and then how you learn to apply it to a real world solution. And the next thing is team collaboration and leadership, where you need to work as a team in order to grow. And then critical thinking, time management, and emotional intelligence. So those are some of the soft skills. And also, there are three other main areas in technical skills, which is cloud computing, automation and scripting, and big data analytics. These are some of the three fancy words in the tech world right now, because AI is replacing so many uh, programming jobs. Like not most of the programming jobs, but at least a few, because now AI can write code. So if you understand how cloud computing works and how the infrastructures work and how does automation and scripting works, and if you have a good idea how to handle automation and scripting and how to do analytics in data, like you cleaning data, using data in order to make good machine learning models, then you are good in the tech field and you won't be replaced by an AI in the future. So I'll be talking about five learning strategies for a developer. So the first one is you need to stay updated, and then hands-on learning, certifications and courses, networking and mentorship, and continuous feedback. So you need to stay updated. As I said, if you found something today, it won't exist tomorrow. There will be something more advanced than the technology existed today. So I think you saw the new GPT model, the image generation model introduced by OpenAI like 2 3 days ago. It went viral, and yeah. So imagine it was introduced today, and it's a complete different day tomorrow because of the new update. So as a developer, you need to stay updated about tech, and you need to be aware of the technical material which is introduced. And next, hands-on learning. You need to learn by real-world projects. You need to
अगला
contribute.
बड़ा हर्षा बात कर
You need to gain real-world experience. And also, I would recommend you to participate in hackathons, such as, for an example, I used hackathons that I, two of the main hackathons that I participated, NASA Space Apps and Google Google Coding. Like it is organized by the Google developer groups, so you could um, polish your skills, and you could learn new skills, and you could interact with similar-minded people and develop your skills. And the next thing is personal projects, and showcase them on your GitHub and LinkedIn. I would say post every single thing that you do in tech related things, because that is the part where you can learn and you can grow, and how people will talk to you. And the next thing is certifications and courses. You could take courses from Coursera, Udemy, EDX, and in the US they provide. I think in EDX they have an agreement with most of the Ivy colleges and most of the high-ranked universities, which they offer short courses through EDX. So you could go to EDX and you could learn good material, but I think there's a subscription, but it's worth it, because see, once you start to learn a good material from a recognized place, you would be uh, having good skills. And then you could do some certifications, like if you're into cybersecurity, there is a security exam called CompTIA Security, and if you are into machine learning, you could do TensorFlow certifications. And the next thing is networking and mentorship. You need to talk with people, and you need to attend conferences, because that is the place you could network and build a strong relationship with the other developers in the tech. So you could demonstrate your technical skills, talk to them, share your skills, and learn from them. And the next thing is continuous feedback. It's continuous feedback towards yourself, actually. So you need to write code in order to grow as a developer, learn new concepts, and then you could improve your skills. So the next thing is, as I said, networking and community involvement. So I have mentioned several communities and opportunities. So you could search them. Like if you are planning to join tech communities, you can engage with GDG, which is Google Developer Groups, IEEE, ACM, which is and AI research groups for learning and collaboration. So you can join the IEEE, which is Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, and they have many opportunities. So you could attend conferences, like you could participate in meetups, online webinars, conferences like Google I/O, AWS groups, NVIDIA conferences, because that is where the actual tech exists. And you could engage online. You can use LinkedIn, Twitter, which is now X or something, XAI or something now, and you could use GitHub, Stack Overflow to connect with industry professionals, and you could engage with real world problems, and you could collaborate with each other. And as I said, always you need to work on open source contributions, or you could use open source open source resources in order to make your software application to make it more efficient, or write more code, and finding mentors and internships. So mentors provide the guidance and the path to your success. So as I said on the starting of this session, I used to have a couple of mentors which they helped me a lot to build a successful career. So when you find a mentor and get support from mentors and get advices from mentors, you would be a great person in this industry, because it is all about learning new stuff. And you could find mentors from LinkedIn, from GitHub, and you could drop a message and ask them how did they do their work, and so on. And you could attend developer meetups where the actual tech related mentors come, and you could go there and meet them and discuss with them and see how to improve your technical skills and how to build your portfolio. The next thing is internships. I think you have heard about the word internships. Uh, it is like doing a job before graduating. It is like internships. Mostly, you need to do internships like on the third year, fourth year of your undergraduate studies. So internships provide you a real world experience the how the tech world works, and how to align your school work, which is the university courses and the knowledge you got from university, and how to apply it in order to make real world solutions in companies. All right, that's pretty much it for the session today, and we could have a Q&A session. And thank you. And I have given my social media handles. If you need any help or you need to discuss something related to tech, you could drop me a message through any of the social media. Thank you.
Sihan, there's a question in the chat. You can follow that.
Thank you, Shihan, for this. And we have a question in the chat.
All right, let me check the chat. Actually, AI won't, as I feel, AI won't replace programmers, but you need to stay update with the in the world. AI is simply like a calculator. Like when the calculator was invented, mathematicians got stressed because they thought that their job will be replaced with the calculator, but it didn't. You need to learn mathematics in order to use the calculator. Likewise, you need to learn programming, and you need to build upon AI. Like you need to use AI and continue your journey in parallel ways. So I won't prefer like AI will replace, but AI will replace programmers. But if you don't see AI, and if you don't learn how the AI works, what is robotics and how does it differ from automation? So those are like two simple terms. Robotics is mostly like using hardware components and writing the software, and uh, like making, I mean, giving real world solutions using hardware and both software. When it comes to automation, it depends. Like you could do automation in software, and you can do automations in hardware software, because in in automation you use machine learning and AI, but the logic behind robotics and automation is basically the same, but it's not the same actually, because in automation you used to design an algorithm to automate a manual process. So that is the main difference. How to use AI to leverage open source projects. Latest tech, as there is not much really. New models. AI to leverage. Um, so you can use AI to leverage open source projects, but if you are planning to implement AI in an open source, I would prefer uh, get the open source and test it in a local environment, because if you use an AI directly in an open source, it won't be ethical, as I see. I prefer doing that. No, there are so much of new models and trained models that you can use, uh, and you could train your own model, and there is also like many pre-trained models where you could get access and use in your open source project. Do you have any other questions?
Actually, Aditya Jadhav has a question. He asked about how did you get into California University and what was your admission process?
That's a good question. So it is a quite challenging process in order to get into California State University, because it is one of the most hardest universities to get into, because of the ranking and the education, the mostly, and some research projects. So I got into California State University. I got the scholarship because I was focusing on my career, and there I applied to California State University, and they recognized my skills and how did I contribute and what are the uh, innovations that I did. So it depends person to person. In my case, I got the scholarship and got accepted because I was I had good grades in my community college, and also I got the scholarship because I was focused on my career. Yeah, that's the process.
Last
So yeah,
question.
hi Shihan.
Yeah,
Yeah, so basically, as you discussed in this session that regarding DevOps and cloud computing, AWS, and many more such blockchain. So for our audience, can you just tell them that specifically for the beginner level, in which domain they are supposed to dive? Can you just give in a short brief?
I didn't got your question. I didn't hear the last part. It was not clear.
Oh, yeah. Basically, my question was that as you discussed about DevOps, then machine learning, cloud computing, and many such things. So
Yeah,
there are multiple audience, students specifically, those
yeah,
who are not aware. I mean, those who are not even dedicated I mean, in which domain they should be specifically going to. Most of them are going to web dev, but now the web dev part is almost dead.
yeah.
So, what do you think that in which domain they should specifically go or they must explore? What do you think? Just can you just tell them?
Yeah, that's a good question actually, and it also depends. It depends with the passion that you have towards tech, because if you are interested in machine learning, you could pursue in machine learning. So the thing I said was, you need to stay updated, because if you didn't stay updated, the next day your job will be replaced with AI, because you need to learn to use AI in your job and your development environment. So as I said, there are like many resources that I have mentioned in the slides. You could go to like EDX and stuff, and you could learn new skills, and you could brush up your skills. And as you said, web devops, you could go to new resources and find you could find mentors online, and you could reach out to them and discuss what will be the future of the sub area that you are into tech, and discuss with them. And if there's anything that you feel that it won't work, you could basically change your area in tech and pursue. Yeah, I would say that.
Sian, there's one more question in the chat. Check that.
What is your framework for deciding which tech trends? I would say the the main three. areas that I discussed, those are the main three tech trends in the tech right now, which is machine learning, AI, and blockchain. Um, I so since you asked what to ignore, I would say the web development is not a good place to focus on right now, because web development is mostly done through AIs, and there are like many AI frameworks and AI tools to design web application, not web application like websites. So I would prefer not to mostly focus on web development, but mostly focus on like application engineering and how to use AI to make it more efficient.
One last question I have, that day by day tech are updated. So how we became updated ourselves very first as the tech updated day by day?
Yeah, so you could use LinkedIn. As I said, you could find mentors online through LinkedIn and drop them a message and talk with them. And there are like millions of resources in the internet where you could follow. I have mentioned most of the technical groups in the slides, so you could refer the slides after the presentation, and you could find good resources from there, and you could stay updated. So for the FANG company's question, I would say the same thing. They laid off many employees because they thought that they are all can be replaced by AI, but they didn't replace any other senior engineers and well-skilled people. So in order to stay in the tech industry, you need to stay with up-to-date skills. And it is all about using AI in your software development environment and building upon AI. So for as a basic example, if people are trying to make new cars, they won't focus on designing the vehicle over and over again, because the vehicle already exists. But if you focus on designing and a new wheel in the vehicle, because the wheel is existing, you will miss the other part. Likewise in AI, you need to go with the AI trend. I mean, it's kind of hard, but in order to survive in the industry, you should learn how to use AI in order to make your lives efficient and how to make your programming environment more effective. What if I choose data science as my career in the future? The same thing for the data science question too, because anything with the current trend, like everything can be automated and most of the things can be AI driven. So I saw a recent post where OpenAI introduced a new AI model, which they give the subscription for $20,000 per month, which is like a mid-level software engineer which could do anything. So but the AI can only write code. But in order to develop a successful software and to address real world problems, the AI is not yet advanced, because AI is trained using data. So you could get ideas from AI, but it cannot still address real world problems. So addressing real world problems and analyzing and using AI to solve the real world problems is the place where you could survive in tech, and that is the place you could you need to focus right now.
Okay, so Shian, as you discussed that for diving into any tech field, we must explore ourselves in which domain we are suitable and what is in our interest field. right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I have a question. So as you told to our audience that they must learn AI, how to use AI.
yeah,
So do you think in the initial level they must learn how to prompt? I mean, they must learn prompt engineering for the intermediate as well as the beginner level. I'm talking about them.
yeah. So you need to use AI, as you said, like prompt engineering and stuff, but you need to learn the basics of coding. As I said in the calculator example, because once you learn how to code and how once you learn how an algorithm works and how functions work in programming, you could use AI and start working on your projects. You could use AI in order to learn too. So you could say ChatGPT, I need to learn, for an example, I need to learn C++ and give me some exercises to develop my skill or something. So it is all about moving forward in parallelly. You need to learn AI and you need to learn programming, because without programming knowledge, you cannot be a software engineer. You could develop software applications only using AI. You need to understand how the system works and how the system is engineered and how does a block of codes work and how does an algorithm works and so on.
Okay, so most of the students I have seen, uh,
Yeah,
most of them go for some of them go for C as in this college level they are taught C. Some go for Java. So, what do you think? I mean, which framework or language they must go for in the basic level or the initial level? They must.
yeah. So in my experience, um, if you are a new beginner into the world of software and programming, I would prefer to learn C, the language C or the language C++, because when you learn C or C++, because most of the languages that exist are mostly like the pair are like the childs of C and C++, like the parents are C and C++, because once you try to learn C and C++, you try to understand any most language. You could understand any language after learning C and C++. Um, but according to my experience, Java is a good language to make sustainable codes, but in the I would say to learn multiple languages in order to survive in tech. So you could learn a main language like C, C++, or Java. Like those are the two main languages that exist. I mean, like the older, and like that is the place where programming started actually. So you need to learn those, and once you start to learn C and C++, you can eventually understand how Python works, how the language R works, how JavaScript works, and so on, because those are like most of the basic things that you will need to understand.
Sian,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I want to give some message to the participants.
Okay.
So, participants, please fill up the form given in the chat section to get your certificate.
Do it after the meeting ends, okay? After the thing is done.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Sian, there's a question in the chat. Check it.
Oh, let me check. Okay. What are the opportunities for foreign students in your country? So, did you ask this in the sense of US?
I think yes, he asked in the sense of US.
Okay. So, uh, as for foreign students, you have a lot of internships for international students in the US, and you have like summer code camps, you have conferences, you have tech meetups, and so many opportunities in the US. Go to conferences, attend conferences, and speak with the, I would say, the best developers. So you could talk to them, and some of the opportunities are you have internships in big tech in the US for international students and foreign students. Yeah, those are like the opportunities that we have in the US. You have like pretty much like most of the resources are in the US, so there are lots of opportunities. Like I have said, like only few of them. Any
Shihan,
other question?
yeah,
Yeah,
Shihan, I had a question. So
yeah.
most of the students don't have the idea how to get an internship and how to grab an internship specifically, and from where to get the opportunity. So can you just help them to know and get an idea about it?
uh, you are talking about like how to get a good internship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it depends. It depends in the country that you are planning to do an internship, because in the US how the system works is you need to uh, I mean, besides college work, I mean, besides university courses, like the material stuff you learn in the university, you need to develop your own personal projects, and you need to develop your own skills. Like the recruiters in, like, when you planning to apply for an internship, they mostly focus on what are the work that you have done besides university work. So they mostly focus on the projects that you have done and how have you applied your skills in your projects. And they look both of the things. They look your coursework and both your self skills. So you need to have both of them in order to land in a good internship. And once you go to the internet and find for internships, in every internship there's a description that where the company is looking for, like what are the skills that you need to have. So you could, I would say, go to the company that you are planning to do an internship, get the qualifications, the minimum qualifications, and compare yourself with the qualifications that if you have the necessary qualifications or not. So if you don't have the qualifications that is required for the internship, I would say uh, then do some projects related to those skills and learn some material online, contribute to open source, work with open source, work with developers, work in a team, and adapt to your resume, and it will really help you to land in a good internship.
I think that's the end of the questions. Any more questions, guys?
If you have anything after this session, uh, you could drop me a message through LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I am like aware of all the social media, and I am in alert, so I could reply to your message and I could help you through.
Yeah, then yes, I think this has been an inspiring and insightful session, Shishan. And on behalf of Apex Circle Tech Community, I sincerely want to thank you for taking your time to interact with us today and sharing your valuable knowledge.
Yeah,
And
that's my
thank you
pleasure,
from our
because I
side.
love to contribute to the tech community and help people in the tech. So it's my pleasure.
Sihan, one thing,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. There is one thing in the chat, one question in the chat. Check it.
Your GitHub IDs.
I have mentioned it in the slide, so you could get it.
And I would also provide it in the announcement section of the community.
Okay.
I would provide the social media
You
links
guys
of
can
the
view
speaker.
it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, and you could give them the social media.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll send you a text through LinkedIn.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the amazing session.
Yeah, yeah, welcome.
It's great to have you, Sihan, as our
Yeah,
esteemed speaker.
yeah,
I hope you enjoyed the session.
yeah.
And thanks to the participants also for creating such a successful event,
Yeah,
for
and
helping us and
thanks for having
contributing
me
it.
in the session. So yeah, I would
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
help you guys.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. So participants, you can leave. Sihan, wait for a minute. Uh,
All right.
Participants, you can leave now.